the amount of Scots too. 1,000 spectators here, and some of the other nations who have been playing starting to make their way into the stands here at Hive, as we are about to get the final pool game underway here between Scotland and Japan. Winner takes all to see who's going to be playing. USA in the final, and has been kicked downfield and gathered first and foremost by Conor McAlpine, reinstated to the scrum half position, and he's called the mark off the restart, and that's one of the trial laws that's in play.
Yeah, there's 6 of them, so that's a new one. It's obviously a trial. They're going to review how things go in November, but it's been trialled in these World Rugby tournaments, the championships and the trophy, and certainly that gives an opportunity to clear lines.
Shimizu throws into the line out. It's been well flat back by Kimai. A chance for the first sighter for Japan to test the Scottish defence, travelling towards that defensive line with the flat pass. A little mix up in defence. It's been swept up by Japan, but defensively strong from the Scots early on. And they're going to have to be, this Japanese side are dynamic in behind that scrum.
Yeah, we were talking just before we came on air just about the defensive structures of both sides.
Gather it, just kept a keen eye on the ball.
Especially in the opening few minutes, just to get that one secure.
Let's find out, just having a conversation with the respective front rows. I've seen it quite heavily in the previous game.
Fine. Set.
Takaki waits at the tunnel. Scotland have a bite at the Japanese scrum, but Japan able to travel forward, but Motohashi just not able to get the ball through his hands effectively enough. In no man's land at Hive. Thompson looked for options and had to travel. McLean then has a little stab at the line. Japanese defence not competing at the breakdown, opting to fan out and plug any holes in defence. Calvin addresses the ball and opts to go to the sky. He's given Gwyn something to attack, but it's been pushed out of the air by Takanoshita, the Japanese fullback, again solid under that high ball. Play from Japan. Tom getting a little bit wider, but defensively again the Scots hold strong. And although they perhaps gifted possession to the Japanese, they have stolen about 10 yards of territory to nudge themselves further upfield.
Yeah, really good there by Liam McConnell. Captain's role, being involved in the try scoring, but today it's going to be about getting involved in the physicality and the close quarter stuff. So yeah, turner of a maul there, so really, really good play.
A relatively settled side. The side that started the record-breaking Samoa victory. Japan going for 3 changes. And it's a free kick from the scrum. Japan not able to go for a scrum themselves, so they go quickly. Takaki distributes the ball, and again the Scottish defence is up and physically trying to confront this Japanese side. Sort of knock on there as well. McAlpine is able to feed Tom Curry, and the Dumfries native just clatters himself into contact. Tip back in field to Burke now. McAlpine to McLean. Thompson weaves the ball, and then McLean spots a little gap in defence. They support either side, and one of them is Jordy Gwyn, and he's going to go in for the opening score for the Scots, and out of absolutely nothing, Scotland break free from their shackles on the halfway line through some innovative play from their fly half Andrew McLean, and it is released their left winger Jordy Gwyn, and he goes in for a score.
Yeah, it really came from turnover ball over on the left-hand side, but Andrew McLean really showing his mettle in this championship trophy, and Geordie going for his first try of the trophy. He'll be delighted with that. Look at that. The team know how important Scotland is in this opening try in the first 8 minutes. Really, really fantastic support line.
He was one of only 4 players in the starting lineup to have not scored yet, so that number was reduced to 3 for the Scots, still at 4 for Japan. McLean, the conversion attempt. And he was accurate in the victory against Samoa. 12 conversions he got, and he's off the mark here. Scotland get off to a 7-point start.
Yeah, it was just a quick ball, and then just a spot. Just Japan just a bit ragged round the edges there. They weren't quite set. And Andrew McLean, just like the team were looking to him at the end of the last match, just for direction. He really is a key component in this. And
Blythe Lafferty spots some space. McAlpine stoops down. McLean distributes again. And this is pragmatic from the Scots. It's controlled. It's accurate as well, and it's another ghosting run through the heart of the Japanese defence from McLean. McAlpine off the deck. The momentum now that the Scots have got in behind, and it's a kick to the corner, and it can't be gathered by McConnell, who was hugging the touchline. That was patient build-up from the Scots and very mature and control from this under-20 side.
Yeah, and it's really coming. McLean's really pulling the strings, but he's sometimes as the pass back inside, and look, the kick there, he's really trying to vary that attack, but he's really, there is, as you say, an element of control there. He's dictating the pace, dictating the options, and just getting in behind the defence himself, getting hands free for little pop balls. Great to see.
Shimizu makes his way to the touchline. A high try scoring hooker for Japan. 186 points for Japan so far, and he's got 25 of them. He's driving the back of this maul, and he's linking up with the scrum half, and it's just gone over the head, and McAlpine can't gather, but the penalty advantage was coming. Infringement there against Ryan Butt for Scotland. They'll give a chance for Japan to kick downfield and perhaps just steady the nerves a little bit and gain a bit more control in this game.
Yeah, they've been used to a lot more territory in this, so as I say, it's just how the attack is going to react to a more structured defence. But that's a good kick.
Back inside the Scotland half. Japan will be hoping to enjoy some more sustained pressure against this host nation. It's the biggest crowd we've seen here at the Hive Stadium throughout the tournament. It signals the importance of this game as Chan is carrying forward for Japan. And he yields a penalty, and Takaki is going quickly. He looks to link up with Shimizu. He just splinters from the side. It's gone loose. Takaki hacks it forward, but Watson is there for Scotland to sweep things up. In danger. The initial danger is averted, but the Japanese waves of defence flurry forward, and McAlpine dispatches it downfield. And it shows you the danger of Takaki, certainly a really, really evasive number 9.
Yeah.
Blythe Lafferty has been tasked with laying the foundations now.
Stay here. Use it, 9.
McAlpine again. Looking to nudge their way downfield, Scotland, and they've been caught from the sky, and Takaki is going quickly into the wider channels. And this some great play from Ito. The ball out the back door as well from Japan. Looking to keep the ball alive, but just float it forward. And that shows the danger. Japan, if anything, were flat against Samoa in the first half, and all of a sudden 60 points in the second half, 60 odd points from things like this.
Yeah, so exciting to watch, just really moving the point of attack, making those breaks, and Motohashi just sort of over-egging it there, just going out wide. But great break there by Takaki, taking the tap, and Ito making a fantastic break. Difference probably at the moment is Scotland just got a couple of key turnover balls. Finlay Doyle got one on the right there, just managing just to keep possession a wee bit longer.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
This time it's Japan who are having a little nudge at this Scottish scrum. It crumbles towards the ground. We'll reset again. And I think the match official might change which side of the scrum he's sitting on.
Please stay straight, don't come on the angle. No, he's trapped in. You got clearly trapped in. Let the ball come up.
Communication. Scotland almost looking to try and win the penalty there. That's clear from Lex Viner.
I understand, but
Yeah, he's saying they were trapping them in, so yeah, just unplayable. So Scotland going forward, their ball.
There's a healthy, sizable crowd in here. Lots of navy, sprinklings of red and white as well. As you cast an eye round the hive. Brilliant footwork, and what a power curve that! Over into the path of Freddie Douglas. There was a fumble forward from Ioka. Tried to intercept, but defensively again, strong from Japan.
Yeah, the reads, both sides are doing it. Scotland did it, and then Japan did it there. Just knocked on, but they know how dangerous both of each other are in those wide channels. And just making those reads, pushing up really hard. Robbie Dean's there, loose head prop, number one, bit of an unsung hero there. Gets on with his job, started every match, great player.
crouch. Bind. Set.
Scotland been in this position before in the trophy. A do or die battle in the game to see who's going to progress to a final. Defeated by Uruguay last year, and they then were defeated by Spain in the final. Japan relegated from the championship last year, itching to get back in the top table of under-20 World Rugby, off the deck to the hands of Burke. Douglas picks and goes, finds Gwen. Brilliant footwork, and what a power curve that is from the left winger out of absolutely nothing again. The Scots strike a hammer blow to Japan, and it's the left winger yet to score in the tournament, and now he's got a double. And from a standing start, he was just leaving the Japanese defence flabbergasted as he weaved his way in for a try. The left wingers hit the double.
Yeah, he's got Ryan Burke and Freddie Douglas to hit, just kept that ball alive just enough, and then really absolute acceleration. He's been a real handful out there, but just finding enough gaps there just to cut back in. Real turn of plays. Ealing Trail Founders, Brunel University, delighted.
Great footwork. Beat three Japanese defenders. Stretches the Scots' advantage. McLean on the 22. Right-footed effort. It's curling, but just not curling enough. That's 2 points left out there for the Scots. 12 points to 0. And this try from Jordy Gwynn.
You were talking about four players who hadn't scored on each side, but there's Jordy Gwynn taking his chances twice. He'll be delighted with that. Real power. Had to defend for most of the Six Nations, so just great to see him in that attacking position. Ioka's
number has been in hot try scoring form, but defensively was left in his wake from Gwynn. But from the restart, the Scots knocked the ball forward. Yeah, Gwynn is a formidable defence. It's a really interesting match-up there. Ioka, the right wing, on 5 tries, and Gwynn defensively minded, but just showing how good his feet are to score those 2 tries.
Let's go, Scotland, come on.
Match official just wanted to speed up the pace of the set piece. Teams allowed 30 seconds to get set up for scrum and line out.
Yeah, one of the new law trials as well.
Set.
Rolled in to Kaki, getting the ball Motohashi now linking up well with Ito. He thinks he spots the gap, but it is closed quickly as Takaki takes a knee. And then releases the ball. Good decision making from the scrum half as Shimizu charges forward now. Ito, Mori. Japan playing with great tempo, trying to find and manipulate and orchestrate some gaps in the Scottish defence. Scotland playing in similar fashion to the way Japan were, and not competing much at the breakdown. As Japan steam in and clear that breakdown. Ibisawa attacking Oshita. It's went into the hands of Ioka, who's been able to weave his way out of some Scottish trouble. Takaki, Shimizu touches the ball into the path of a supporting player. Ito up to the gain line now. But defensively, McVie strong for the Scots. Japan flooding forward. Ibisawa working hard off of his left wing. He's been thumped in midfield by Finlay Thompson. He's made it a win. You wonder if they'll fancy testing the Scottish scrum in a dangerous position. Late change in the ranks on the bench. Jake Shearer takes his place, and as the match unwinds and the narrative of this fixture unfolds,
start using it, going.
That might have its part to say as Curry takes and goes from the base of the scrum.
Going, don't
the
move
platform.
in front, don't move.
McLean gets under this one. Ioka was then just airing it towards the 22 and kept his eye on that ball all the way.
No one.
Manobe, Ito.
Tackle now, he's on the ground, leave it. No, 12, no.
Communication as Takaki gives it to Ito, and Ito throws the dummy, and Motohashi is now been able to link through. Ibisawa charges towards the line. Good defence from McConnell. There's Uda as well. Manobe, another foray towards the line. Takaki, he finds Ito. Ibisawa now linking up. Uda just ragdoll to the ground. The ball is then squirmed out. Ibisawa having to scoop the ball up. Desperate defence from the Scots. But again shows the danger of the Japanese side.
Yeah, the crowd are clapping here, and I'm not surprised. That was an outstanding set of attack from Japan, but especially Georgie Gwynn just at the end there. Look at that. He scored 2 tries, but he's just desperate not to let Japan cross that line.
7 must release.
Ibisawa, the man who got 3 tries against Samoa. He also got 2 conversions, but there was a try that was very similar when I seen the ball in his hands, and from that penalty, the referee Japan power forward, and the referee, another big moment in this game, because the referee now will keep a very close eye on proceedings.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Solid hit. Japan starting to squeeze, but Curry, the picks and goes, and he's made some great ground, and he's broke free from the first challenge, and now McAlpine hits the ball back and shows a great turn of pace. He puts boot to ball, and that has been well swept up by Japan, and it was Ioka who got back for the ball hoisted above his head, ready to launch it back into the field of play. Well gathered by Manobe, one of the few changes in the starting lineup from the Japanese win against Samoa. Patel downfield, and well plucked from the sky from Finlay Doyle. He's in hot try scoring form. And he goes on a jaunt towards that Japanese defensive line. Douglas round the corner. A few Japanese players to bring. And the Rodden Scottish number 7 down. Thompson bouncing off his right foot. Goes into the challenge. Protects the ball. Jerry Blake Lafferty now supported by younger brother Ollie. They make a foray forward. McLean into the hands of McPhee, who's driven back in defence. McLean to Thompson. Back inside is Gwynn, who offloads back to McLean. A few options in front of him. He's punching well above his body weight there. Bouncing off the Japanese defence as McAlpine sizes up his options now.
Use the 10.
McLean to McConnell. Steadies things down. The almost emotionless captain for the Scots. Always a steely focus in his eyes. He gets up and supports his teammate. McLean, centre field now. Blythe Lafferty. Blythe Lafferty has done well to offload into the hands of Watson, another player who's scored an abundance of tries for so far in this trophy. McLean opts to put boot to ball, but it's been charged down and then scooped up by the fly half. Fortunate bounce to the ball for Scotland. Blythe Lafferty pirouettes out of contact, but the physical counter ruck from Japan comes on. And then I think Ioka opted to try and kick downfield and just drop the ball. I think it was actually the player who went to kick downfield. And McAlpine. So coming back for the knock on, but this is McLean, who's
look at that,
surprisingly strong for a small fly half.
We're talking about physicality from both sides. I think that passage of play just demonstrates that. And Andrew McLean, if you want to see how both sides want to return to the championship, that passage of play demonstrates that. And Andrew McLean just instrumental and pivotal to the Scotland side at the moment.
And what do you think the 12-point difference is between these two sides? Because there's almost been 2 moments of brilliance, and the game mostly played between the 22s, but there's slight differences between these two sides at the moment.
I think there's just like 1 or 2 things. I think Japan.
Accuracy required from the Scots, and it's at the tail. It's been brought down and drives into the ground. Scotland have another penalty advantage to play with here. It's gone loose. So Scotland towards the Japanese line, but
take it out.
the anchor holding on well. McAlpine then has to dispatch the ball away from the cluster of forwards, left and right. An option now in McPhee, looking for some of the more heavy artillery to disorientate this Japanese defence. It is Scotland who are finishing this first half with their tails up, camped inside Japanese territory, but can they make it count? McAlpine find Curry again. He scoops down and burrows into contact. The captain McConnell now. Another penalty advantage coming for Scotland. McAlpine to Thompson. Back inside and
Push 5.
slight chasm in defence presented itself, but Scotland were able to take advantage this time. McAlpine, the Dean's and some good footwork, and he was almost in behind, but Scotland slowly but surely are starting to make their way towards that line, but Ventisai has just fumbled forward. To Yoshiaki-chan. Certainly not looking looking like they're bringing a tea on anytime soon. So Blythe Lafferty departs, gets it from McAlpine, hears it towards the line but being stopped short, and then peeling round the corner is McConnell. And again defensively the Japanese side hold firm. The fold comes round again. Another onslaught here from the Scots to bring this first half to a close. McVie strains towards the line but has been held up short of the line. Brilliant defensive play there from Japan. And that could have been a huge moment in this game.
Yeah, they knew how important it was. That was a set play there. That penalty move, McVie has been absolutely outstanding. He's just inconclusive there if it's going over. But yeah, he's did some really hard carries, but Japan just getting under it there.
And the referee has called that is going to be half time, and that could be a monumental moment in this game. Scotland failing to score yet again from Japan, forcing that knock on from the Scots.
Yeah, they've really stepped it up. The half-time talk, definitely. Those double tackles, you can feel the ferocity. There was one in midfield back on the halfway line and really just forcing Scotland, but some excellent attacking play from Scotland, going through the phases and finding that extra person out wide. Tom Curry, some excellent carries.
Takaki could try and hit that post again and mean it, and he'd probably not hit it. And the Scottish scrum trying to squeeze the visitors to their homeland. It's scrum
Japan,
time,
don't move in front.
Japan
don't move.
passed that test,
Outside.
and they exit their own 22. Some good exit play there from Japan to kick downfield and nudge them outside of their own area. Jerry Blythe Lafferty throws into the tail of this line out. Burke grabs it at the apex, and McLean then gives it to Curry. McAlpine again working hard round the corner, finds Deans. Scotland patient in their build up. McLean wrapping round, and it's well stuck there from Gwynn, who has splintered through again. He's trying to manipulate the gap for his wing teammate Doyle to saunter in for a score for the Scots here at Hythe. Scotland start the second half on the front foot, and when you're in try scoring form, it's hard to shake it. And Finlay Doyle gets his 7th try in the trophy, and it's first against Japan.
Absolutely outstanding. Georgie Gunn here in the wraparound, and again spots the space, but a simple drawn pass. It's come off his left wing, utterly unselfish. Could go on for the hat trick, but no, great take there from McLean to Gwynn. And again, just doing enough just to draw and pass, and Doyle so strong in that right wing.
McLean sizes up the posts to try and stretch the Scottish advantage, and it's accurate from the fly half. An excellent conversion attempt from the touchline after some unselfish play from Gwynn to feed that man there, Doyle. And a wry smile from McLean as he receives the applause from the Scottish fans who have packed the Hythe.
That's hours of practice, absolutely super quick and totally deserved.
Japan play back underway. They've been by McConnell out the sky. Blythe Lafferty carries forward.
Use it 9.
As Sobe is on for Japan, trying to charge down that ball at the guard. Doyle gets up highest to flap the ball back, and Freddie Douglas has to sweep the ball up. Jerry Blythe Lafferty acts as first receiver.
No, leave it, Japan.
Scotland are focused in this game. Started the first 6 minutes of this game incredibly accurate. Happy to maintain possession inside their own area. Captain sizes up again for a box downfield. Well gathered.
Don't move, hey, no.
Urisawa kicks it downfield to Watson. Watson, ball in 2 hands now, looks at some options and opts to go back in field. He bundles over Urisawa. Taki trying to make a nuisance of himself, but breaking through now is Freddie Douglas, and the Scots are breaking free. Douglas has been hauled down to ground. The support there quickly as Blythe Lafferty picks and goes. What a break from the back row forward for Scotland, but can they finish it off? It's gone loose. It's been watched all the way as Japan almost getting a boot to that. Motohashi almost was able to hack it downfield. The man that started the move is back with his hands on the ball. Watson watches his way into the Japanese 22. Curry forward, McAlpine keeps the injection of pace in this move. Ventisai has been hacked down, but Gwynn again is trying to find the space for Doyle, but offloads to Ventisai on that supporting line. He's looking for support, it's not there.
Tackle!
And Ioka does well to haul the Scottish 13 down to ground, shy of the line. Scotland set up camp again in Japanese territory. 5 metre line now. McConnell towers over the ball.
Step here, Japan!
Tucks it round the fringes. Blythe Lafferty now with an opportunity. It's patient, it's slow.
Stay there!
Thompson
Tackle, leave it now!
has to support now. McAlpine looks one way, then the other. Continues to go against the grain, and McLean is able to take a couple of Japanese players over the line. Small in stature, only weighing 78 kilograms, but
he's demonstrated everything this evening. Physicality, passing, kicking, absolutely spot on rugby brain, and had a lot of work to do there. The attention of 3 Japanese defenders, but yeah, it's really smart. Takes the contact there. Superb play. Shimizu was trying to...
He had a lot of work to do. Oozing confidence now after his touchline conversion, and can he get another one? He's on the way, he's done it. The Scottish fly half. Everything he's touching at the moment is turning to goal, and it gives Scotland a handsome advantage in this game after this powerful effort from Andrew McLean.
But it all came from, well, Fergus Watson. And
great to see a cornerstone of the doping education. We'll be working closely with WADA. Scotland now
Nine, use it!
trying to orchestrate themselves out of their own area. Calpine is giving something for Doyle to chase, but Takinoshita has done well to gather the ball, and he's tiptoeing his way into Scottish territory again, but fumbles the ball forward, and Ewan McVie then diffuses that as McAlpine takes the Japanese 22. Gwynn again with his hands on the ball. McLean sweeps it back in field, but the ball has been fumbles in, been brought down there by Burke, and his driving maul is starting to get a bit ahead of steam, and it's over the line, and it's a try there for Freddie Douglas. He was in the driving seat, he was back down behind that ferocious Scottish pack, and it trundled its way towards the line, and it's another try. And Scotland are almost dreaming of a final against USA here at Hive on Wednesday.
really outstanding organisation. We talked about Fergus Pringle, the assistant coach. Brian Burke, just so tidy in the line out, just a reliable taker, and great finish there by Freddie Douglas. Another one with another year to go, and Japan with a yellow card as well from that penalty.
Touchline conversion attempt again is on the money for McLean. It's almost on a zip line from that right boot of his from the tee.
It's interesting, his background is actually gymnastics. I was thinking it was going to be football or something, but it's gymnastics. But he's able to compete at a high level in different sports. Fantastic.
Japan. Yellow card as well. Down to 14 men.
18, no! Leave it 18!
McAlpine able to get the ball into the hands of Douglas. McLean linking up well with Thompson yet again. Breaking down the stand side is Watson, and he's waltzing his way yet again towards Japan territory. He's been wrapped up well, but bounces back to his feet and he's able to keep the ball alive. And it's breathtaking stuff from the Scottish side, and McConnell now arrives on the scene and he's powering his way round. Has he got enough momentum to make his way towards the line? Floats into the path of Ventisai, but Japan get back well to deal with that threat. Japan can steady the ship, and just as I say that, the referee hoists his arm into the air to award the penalty to the Scots again. And what a break that was from McConnell. He's been relatively quiet in this game, doing some of the dirty work, but getting able to stretch his legs, and Scotland up for the posts.
Otahashi did really well there, just to take the ball off there, intercept that little offload. But yeah, as you say, McConnell, so instrumental. He's been doing those runs in the previous two matches, so great to see him doing it in this half.
McLean spotting it up on the tee. Shot clock is just over halfway now, so he's still got a sizable amount of time. To get this ball between the and the way he's been kicking this evening, he was never going to be missing that one. And he stretches the advantage for Scotland, and confirmation there, the yellow, and who are now sniffing an opportunity. Ibisawa is chasing down his own kick, but it's just going to bubble off after this break from Scotland.
Oh, Freddie Douglas, yeah, but just Japan just reading it so well there and just managing to get the offload away.
Japan throw in and they opt to try and play it off the top back to the blind side. Murata now stoops over the ball to try and find Isubi. Then carrying forward is Hata, and Murata again launches the ball into a willing runner. This is as close as Japan have been to scoring in the second half. Ito now, and Scotland desperately try and protect that clean sheet.
I'm not the mark. The mark's over here.
It's going to be brought back, and Murata, ball in hand,
13.
quickly flat into the path of Shimizu. Another replacement, Kirakauchi. Wrapping around the corner is another replacement, Hata, in the second carry in a matter of minutes. Ito now, a great play for Japan to get in the wider channels, but it's scrappy. And the Scottish defence squeezes up as Motohashi throws it out the back door again. 36 points against the side that in this sort of form. They're going to find it difficult.
Making a difference there and just steadying the ship. And Seb Stephen make his debut, very able at starting, very much into.
So many talented players within the Japanese ranks which have not really been given the opportunity to play with the ball in hand. Such is the nature of this game, and Scotland have suffocated their opponent.
That's one, take it out! Nine, that's one, take it out!
Possession in territory. And Calpine launches it downfield. It's one to try and deal with for the Japanese back three, and do well this time as Ito again looks to try and release a teammate. It's a lovely flat pass to Ibisawa, who puts on the brakes and then goes one way then the other, and weaves out of trouble.
Was always made, play.
Jack Hawking, a replacement for Scotland, makes the challenge.
That was forward. Lose 22 offside.
Penalty going for squeeze through the slightest gaps in the Scottish defence, exit their own area. But Scotland ferocious on the floor. Right here, and you can see Douglas, who's just bounced off in contact.
Springy.
Just honing in on the ball, knows exactly where it is.
But Tom Curry again, just making those tackles, being prominent in attack, but very good defence there.
McLean, who's versions of penalty and a try so far. It's accurate again from McLean. And it's now Scotland 39, Japan 0.
I think it's an absolute measure of the desire of this team. Scotland are just keeping the foot on the gas, and they want more. And as you say, they're keeping that scoreboard ticking in whichever way they can. And the accuracy
on for Scotland, who's going to replace Tom Curry. He's in a good game for Scotland.
It's an excellent game. Quite rightly, the crowd applauding him as he comes off.
Same here.
Another chance here for Japan.
Crouch. Bind.
Perhaps build some momentum
Set.
ahead of a potential tussle with Uruguay in a few days' time. Good play, breaking off the back. Ito feeding the ball out wide, and it is going to be a score for Japan, and it's the replacement, Masuyama, to get the try. That's more like the Japan we're used to seeing. Keeping defences guessing and feeding the ball out wide to their flyers, and Masuyama, who's just entered the scene, is on the end of this try.
Yeah, we talked about that. Could the back three, could they find that space? And Masuyama, Scotland just narrow there. We talked about it. They started to get narrowed. It was previously there, and Japan identifying that from an excellent set piece and making an impact there.
The conversion attempt hastily taken. And it's just went to the wrong side of the uprights, but Sugo Masuyama getting on the end of this. Working hard round there was Ito, and it's a great ball into the path of the replacement winger. He did replace Ioka, who scored an abundance of tries, and Takino Shita still on the field of play as well, is starting to be a little bit more prominent for this Japanese side as we approach the final 10 minutes. For this Japanese side, as McLean gets played back underway.
Back, taken back by Japan.
Ishibashi trying to gather the ball, and fed by Murata. Japan now, and pressure is now off them, you feel. Asking questions of the Scottish defence. Managing to stretch them. Ball bobbling towards that touchline, but it's kept alive well as
22, don't move.
Ibisawa limps it downfield. McLean waits, camped inside his own half, sizes up his options.
Go, retreat. No,
Wants to split the Japanese defenders, but Ito is there, scampering his way over the 10-metre line. Then Takino Shita involves himself, and there's a chance for Japan to get a quick-fire double here, but just been fumbled by the Scots as Japan.
So dangerous on those wide channels. Jordy Gwynn was just limping about there, I'm not sure, but just Ventusai did really well to get back there as well. Been a hard shift out in that left wing tonight, and Ioka coming off, there he is, getting some treatment.
The quality of this game has been really high, and you do have players that, you know, we've been talking about the likes of McLean, close quarters, and Curry, Douglas as well. Chan has been prominent for. Gwynn hadn't even scored before proceedings had got underway, so that's pretty impressive. So
Bind.
we can add another 3 to that tally. There's the Scottish tries which have contributed towards that tally, but Murata feeds the ball. Motohashi now out the back is trying to find the Japanese player, but the pocket that he was hoping that a supporting player was in was left vacant as Coburn gets his first truck forward with the ball in hand. Pettersson now is able to find McConnell, and that's a lovely offload, and it's just not being able to be gathered by Patterson.
72nd minute, and Freddie Douglas able to still break through. McConnell working hard and just not quite going to hand, but Japan themselves working hard in defence just to disrupt that little offload.
McConnell, the Scottish captain, perhaps some words I would use as unorthodox. He's a low attritional looking back row forward, works hard, stooped in the way that he runs, almost hunched over, but the skill in the set that he has been impressive throughout this whole tournament. He's really shown in the first 2 games against poorer opposition, having to almost revert and change a different style for this fixture.
Yeah, the word I would use, biding his time in attack, and when it does, he can really open up those legs, and he's got good soft hands.
Rolled in by Murata again. He's found Ito's fly half, and the Japanese backs are looking to stretch the Scots again and getting round the outside of Gwyn now. Japan are in behind, making their way into the Scottish 22. Masuyama again showing his danger and straight against the grain. It's been floated into the hands of Japan again, who are almost able to squeeze in the corner. I think Minobe Kemai is the player who's eventually got the score, but going from side to side, Japan able to stretch that Scottish defence. A great break from Masuyama, and then 1, 2, 3 passes into the wider channels. Launch the back row forward in for a try.
And this is what Scotland would have done their homework on, and they've managed to keep Japan at bay. But here the hands are slick, there's some tired bodies out there, and it's really, really accurate, and superb finish there by Kamai. But all started down that right channel. It's to be able to switch it.
Ibisawa not accurate from the tee, got 2 conversions against Samoa, but can't add to that tally. But Sushi Kamai able to get on the end of this. Still a bit of work to do, the covering defence getting across. Just not able to keep that crew forward out.
Seb, Stephen and Finn Doyle nearly, yeah.
Jake Shearer
Let's go, please.
on for Scotland.
Scotland have got to keep that line integrity and keep those wider channels marked. Japan will be looking for those gaps going coast to coast.
Might be interesting to see the lineup for Scotland here, because I think Jake Shearer has perhaps replaced Georgie Gwyn. Forward for the back, Hawking gathers in the backfield, sizes up the gaps in front of him, and Stephen does well to gather that ball. He twists out of contact, he's looking for the support, it's there for the Scots, and barrowing his way to the line is Ewan McVie. He's been hauled down. Patterson keeps the tempo in this passage of play.
Japan back.
He's having to commit himself to this ruck. Sting now out. Scotland have to press the reset button. They've got to use their forwards, and one of the men that ignited that passage of play, McVie, is tasked with carrying forward Scotland now. Looking to reply from a couple of scores from Japan. Kerr Yule.
Tackle now, leave! No, the ball's here, use it now.
Pugnacious character in the Scottish ranks. Patterson able to juggle the ball and give it into the path to McVie, but the referee has spied that there's a knock-on in there. So no additional score for the Scots.
Quite right, the camera's on you and McVie, absolutely outstanding. Some really hard carries tonight, and they are nearly just getting over the line again. Really, really outstanding. And you're right, Jake Shearer's on as well.
McConnell on the ground getting a bit of medical attention. Bit of cramp, no wonder.
Absolutely, especially this surface. Got to look after those legs. But yeah, Jake Shearer on tonight, unexpectedly promoted into the bench position, and he's on now from Cumnock and Ayr. A fantastic moment for him, and he's going to get a scrum.
And the young Japanese fans still watch on, waving their flags, still encouraging their nation. And this was a great break from Shearer, just able to weave his way out of trouble, and McVie there on hand.
Yeah, I think it was actually Seb Stephen that did the initial break there.
Yep, Stephen, the replacement number 16, was able to twist out of trouble.
Bind. Set.
It does look like Freddie Douglas has taken up his place in the left wing. And Japan are looking to break free from inside their own 22. A quick penalty, a charge upfield. And the Scottish defence has to retreat back towards their own line. McLean trying to lead the defence. Doyle trying to create some chaos, but has been well dealt with by Kamai, the Japanese try scorer. Murata now dispatches the ball from the base of that ruck. And there's numbers up on this side. It's stretched to Takanoshita. He tries to offload back in field, but Ibisawa just not able to gather. And again, defensively from Seb Stephen, very good from the replacement.
Absolutely, and again, that's just the game in a nutshell there. Just Japan just forcing that last pass, and Scotland just really just like that desire to make those tackles and to stop that outstanding Japanese attack.
Tanaka also on for Japan. Shimizu being withdrawn. So both benches fully emptied as we approach the final stages of this Fully clash.
Bind.
Patterson waits.
Set.
Rolls the ball into the scrum, and it's another solid effort from Scotland. Doyle takes the ball flat. He also fumbles the ball forward, so Mauso sweeps it up. Now Ibisawa is able to offload the ball. And Japan into launch back into Scottish territory, but she's not able to find the gap on the fringe, especially when attacking forward is something to play as a winger.
Doing a good job there, doing a good job. But yeah, Ibisawa just still looking lively, still alert.
He's a cracking young player, Ibisawa. Electric footwork. A lot of great sight and rugby intelligence as well throughout this tournament. He's taken various opportunities and again shown his danger. Hart gathers from the line out. It's quickly disposed of into the back division. McLean gets it to Ventisai, who is able to find some space there where Hector Patterson's lurking, linking up with Jack Hocking, signalling exactly where he wants the replacement number 23 to be. And Hocking is going to bring down the curtain on Scotland's endeavours in their pool with a try, and it cements their place at the top of Pool A and all but confirms their name in the battle against USA to be crowned trophy winners 2024 after this break. Well finished by Jack Hocking.
Yeah, Ventisai and Andrew McLean initially set it up. Hector Patterson really one to watch, and Hocking scored. That's his third try, the trophy, scored in every match so far.
McLean with the final kick of Pool A. He's almost been unblemished from the tee, and he's able just to squeeze that one over for Scotland, and it's an emphatic victory at home at Hyde. And it sees them into the final. They go one better than they did last year. They finished in third place, and this was the game that perhaps they targeted, and they knew a victory against Japan would see them into a final against the winners of Pool B. Japan perhaps been caught a little bit cold by the Scots, been impressive throughout the whole of the pool stages, putting two teams to the sword, but just not able to live with the Scottish defence and cope with the Scottish attack. And it's been a brilliant victory here for Scotland on home soil as well. It certainly does help, but overall it's a great game of rugby.
It was an absolutely superb game of rugby, both sides putting each other to sword, absolute challenge for their attacks, had scored so many points coming into this, but I think Scotland just edging in that defensive capabilities there, and that try at the end there just showing what Scotland can do and the desire and how they want to take that forward into the match against USA on Wednesday in the playoff final.